It's okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yes.
Yeah, somebody who did that. Thank you very much.
Sorry for interrupting you.
It's okay. It's okay. So again, good morning, everyone. No matter where you are right now, thank you very much for your time spending here with us. And I believe that this will be a very amazing workshop, amazing webinar that we will share, we will learn, and we will, you know, develop our career together by joining not just this workshop but all the other ones. And welcome to Teaching English Project. And we are, uh, more importantly, let's the recording. I'm sorry. Okay, so within the course planning lessons, let's welcome our facilitators for the webinar number 3. Please welcome Miss Hango. And please, yeah, you're mute.
Good morning, everyone.
And please welcome Miss Mai Hương.
Hello, everyone.
So today, Mai Hương and Miss Ha will bring you very amazing module, like all the knowledge, all the experience, all the highlight things. That I believe this will be very beneficial for you, teachers. So the stage is yours, Miss Hương and Miss Ha. Thank you, everyone. Let's do some high five. Raise your thumbs or raise your hearts if you can. Okay.
Thank you, Miss Fu, for the wonderful introduction. Thank you.
Miss Hương, please open your mic.
I'm sorry. Anh Vũ, should we take a group photo at the beginning or at the end of the meeting?
Let's
think we
do
should
the first attendance check-in.
Yes.
All right, let's do it. So teachers, if you're comfortable, please turn on your camera so we can take a check-in photo. It also shows proof that you are here with us today. That will add up to your certificate at the end of the course as well. So yes, please show us your beautiful faces. Thank you, thank you.
Cameraman Hương, please count 3, 2,
All
1.
right.
Okay.
I'll take the photo, okay? 1, 2, and 3. Another one for the second page. 1, 2, 3. Cheers. All right. I got the check-in part. Finally. Without further ado, let's start with Module 3, Engaging with Learning Outcome. You can all see my slides, right? Can you give me a thumbs up or yes in the chat box? All right, good. Before we begin, as usual, if you are here in our previous 2 sessions, make sure you become a part of a VietTESOL community if you haven't, that I'm sure that all of you here are. Register as a member and tell your friends about us as well. You need to attend 2 over 3 sessions with capture screenshot and feedback to receive a certificate from us. And this is the very last session, so you don't really need to join the Zalo group chat for schedule anymore. But make sure that you stay attuned to VietTESOL's activity. All right. So let's get it with Module 3. Today we have 2 facilitators, chị Hà, or we call her Dr. Hango. She is a freelance teacher and an independent researcher in TESOL. And as for myself, my name is Hương Phùng. I'm working as an English teacher at RMIT University. So very pleased to meet you all. Today we will cover 5 short parts, and we will try our very best to finish on time, given that we are a little late. We started a little late, so I'm very sorry for that, but I promise that we will finish early, a little bit on time. All right, 5 small parts of today's session. First, learning outcome. What is an effective learning outcome? Second, how to integrate thinking skills within learning outcome. Section 3 and 4 will discuss assessment and how can we align assessment with learning outcome. And then finally, section 5 is a group activity where you can use all the knowledge and skill that you have gathered in this module to write learning outcome and matching assessment. Before we jump right into the knowledge, since this module is about engaging with learning outcome, I'd like to know how everyone is engaging with learning outcome in your daily lesson planning. So please get your chat box ready and help me answer 3 questions about learning outcome. First, do you write down learning outcomes every time you plan a lesson? Please type yes or no in the chat box. Yes, a lot of yeses. Wonderful. Wonderful. It is a really good news that all of us are writing learning outcome. All right, next one. Do you think that it's necessary to write clear learning outcome for every lesson? Yes, very good. Thank you, sure. The very last question, do you think that it is hard to write learning outcomes? Yes. No. We have at least one no. Yes. All right. Thank you, teachers, for your answers. So what do we have so far? We are all on the same page that learning outcome is really essential, that we need them. And it is a really good news that all of us here are writing learning outcomes for our lessons, but we all understand that it's hard to do so. Well, I mean, it's easy to just write a learning outcome or write something and then call it a learning outcome. But then to be able to write a clear, effective learning outcome that will guide the study, the teaching, and the assessment later on is very challenging. And today we are here to discuss how we can do it better. Now to start, let's explore the characteristics and the components of a good learning outcome. Based on our polls in Zalo chat group, I think most of you have not completed module 3. So in the following part, we will do a review quiz. But if you haven't completed the module, you can just answer based on your prior experiences. And that is perfectly okay. So no pressure.
Miss Nguyen, can you copy the link? Yes.
One moment. All right, the quiz link is now in the chat box on Zoom. So you can join the quiz with the link that I sent.
should we start the game as soon as we ready, or should we wait for you teachers?
Seems that everyone is starting the game, isn't it, Miss Hương?
Oh, seems like everyone is already started. Right, so let me get started in the race.
Quite a race. I can see that.
You guys are going very strong.
It's kind of hard though. Really trying my best to get in the list. Oh, really?
Oh, you're not in the top 5, right?
Not for now. I'm at the question number
Oh.
5, actually.
Ah, that really shows that we have some excellent teacher from the participants, aren't we?
As always, for
Yeah.
sure.
Wow, we just see the, yeah, different positions, right? Different ranks with different names.
I made the wrong choice just because I misunderstood question, sadly. And the other questions I did not get the correct answer because I was like scanned the questions, not read it carefully.
Do you think that you are distracted by
The drive.
Yes, I think that you are driving, so maybe you're a little bit distracted. I think
Everyone, I
I
will
believe
end the
so.
quiz since most of us have finished question number 9. And I'd like to congratulate the top 3, Miss Huyền, Miss Dung or Mr. Dũng, and Miss Thảo Lương. Thank you very much and congratulations for topping this quiz. It's not easy, especially if you haven't completed the module. We do still have a few prizes from VietTESOL for the top 3 in the quiz. So if you're in the top 3, please text us with your email address to our Zalo group chat so we can contact you later to send you the prize. So with that review quiz, I hope that you have recalled a little bit about learning outcome as well as how to write an effective learning outcome. I will just do a very quick recap. So learning outcome describes significant learning that a learner, not a teacher, will be able to achieve at the end of a lesson or a course. And of course, it is not to be confused with learning objectives. I myself personally, before I joined this course, I kind of mixed the two up. So I misunderstood that they are the same. So I use them interchangeably, but they are different. Learning outcomes are student-centered. So you have to describe what students or learners are able to do when they finish the lesson. But learning objectives are teacher-centered. So they describe what we teachers have to teach in a day. So they are very different. A learning outcome has 3 parts. Who, in this case, learners. What, in this case, in this example, will be able to write clear, achievable learning outcome for your own context. That is the what. And finally, we have the when. We need to know when learners will be able to do that. And here it is by the end of this 3rd unit of the module. So if you think about this module 3 of this particular course, the example that I'm showing on my screen is a good learning outcome for this module. You can apply the same for your own lesson. Here, the who part, it will always be learners. But sometimes you will have a differentiated lesson where you have different groups of learners and you may want different outcome for them. For example, there are a few very strong students. You might want them to be able to complete a whole essay. But for a weaker group of students, you may just want them to finish, for example, the introduction and the one body paragraph. So you may differentiate the outcome, but the who will always be your learners. The what really depends on what's up in the curriculum. And when, usually it is at the end of a lesson, a unit, or a course. Finally, we have 6 qualities or characteristics of an effective learning outcome. And I know 6 are a lot, so I tried to came up with an abbreviation that is catchy, so we remember it, and I called it LOCKET. So first, a learning outcome needs to be learner-centered. We talked about this. It should describe what your learners are able to do, not teachers want to do. Next, a learning outcome needs to be observable and measurable. I will talk about it in a minute, but a learning outcome will guide assessment. You have to be able to tell at the end of your lesson whether your students have achieved the learning outcome that you set out at the beginning. So the learning outcome needs to be written in active verbs, for example, write or speak, so you can clearly see your student perform the act, demonstrating that learning outcome. If your learning outcome say students are aware of, students understand, then it's really hard to observe an understanding. That is the meaning of being observable and thus measurable. Third, a good learning outcome needs to be clear and concise. And this, I think, is straightforward enough. If you can use less words, be more concise, please do. And make sure that your learning outcome is crystal clear so your students never misunderstand it. You may also, what I usually do is when I introduce learning outcome at the beginning of lesson, I will ask a few concept checking question to make sure my students really understand what they will have to deliver. All right. Third, a learning outcome needs to be contextualized. This word contextualized is a little bit vague to me at first, but here, when you think about it, contextualize only means that you give your students a clear task to do. They need to understand when they need to apply this knowledge. So within a lesson, the when is just within the lesson. So if your lesson is about writing a letter, the context is writing a letter to a friend, and that is context. If your lesson is about calling a receptionist, the context is a conversation with a receptionist. So the context is basically who you are talking or writing to. It needs to be achievable, of course. If you have a 2-hour lesson, you cannot fix all the pronunciation errors that your student make. And finally, it needs to be time bound. This is the when in the components we just discussed. So by the end of the lesson or by the end of the unit, it needs to be time bound. Otherwise, you can say, well, your student can say, well, at the end of this lesson, I didn't achieve this, but since you didn't write when, how about I just achieve it at the end of the course? Don't worry, I will study later. That is what happened when your learning outcome is not time bound. Your students will negotiate. They will say that it's okay as long as I can do it at the end of the course. All right. So just a reminder, use action verb like write instead of understand, things that you can really observe. All right. So that's it for my part. Now let's move on to thinking skills, and I will give the stage to Miss Ha.
Thank you, Ms. Hương, for sharing quite a useful information of learning outcomes. So I will share my screen. Okay. Okay, can everybody see my screen? If you can see it, please give a thumb up, please. Can you see it? Okay, thank you. So now normally when we write a lesson plans, we have the learning outcomes, and we want our learners to remember the knowledge, to understand the knowledge. But is it possible if the learners, they like design or they create a product out of knowledge right away? I think it's quite hard, even it's impossible for lots of the learners. So that's why it is suggested that teachers, as a teacher, should integrate thinking skills in learning outcomes. Yeah. And I will show you the image of the Bloom taxonomy pyramid. In this pyramid, there are two classifications: the lower order thinking skills and the higher order thinking skills. So it is expected that the teacher should carry out the learning activities so that the learners can get used to or get familiar with the basic thinking skills. Like they can remember the knowledge, then they can understand the knowledge, and after that they can apply the knowledge, like they can use, they can carry it out. And when they accomplish, I'm sorry, because they just press on to admit the participants, so it changed. And when the teachers can let the student accomplish the lower thinking skills, they then can carry out the learning activities that the learners can jump, or they can get a higher level of thinking skills. It means that they can analyze, they can evaluate, and the highest level of thinking they can create. It means that they can design or something new from what they have learned. And now I would like you to join me in a small activity. You can see here the image of Bloom taxonomy pyramid. And this is an activity that teacher is doing. And you see this activity that the teacher is trying to help the learners develop which skills, the lower thinking skills or the higher thinking skills. Can you please type in the box the hearts or the lots for this activity? For this activity, yes, in the lesson plan. You think it's hot or lots? Lots, yeah. Okay, Miss Hương think lots, Miss Thu Hiền think lots, and Anna Dow, yes. Lots, yes, I can see here, lots, yes. Lots. Sure, I agree with you that is lots, lower thinking skills, because here the teacher help the learner develop to remember the knowledge, right? Yes. Yes, I agree with you. Thank you. Yes, let's move on to another one to save the time, right? Yes, thank you. Thank you. And now let's move on to another one when teacher hold this activity, compare the differences between the shapes, the triangle, rectangle, and square. So do you think that these activities the teachers help the learners to develop which skills, lots or hearts? You can see the red one here, compare. Yes, I can see a lot of hearts here. Hearts here, hearts. Yes, I agree with you, because when the learners, they understand, they remember, then they can compare. It means that they jump to a higher level of thinking skills. Thank you. Okay, let's move on to another one. I see that, yes. And this activity, design a healthy food. What do you think it is? For the healthy menu for the family? Yes, sure, it's hard because you can see the word, the red word here is design, because they can create something new from what they have learned. I agree with you. Yes, most of the teachers can answer this right. Yes, heart, that's right, heart. And let's move on to another one. How about this one? Evaluate the characters of the story and write another ending for the story. What do you think? Yes, sure. Now evaluate, right? I mean, design something new, right? Yes, it's quite easy for the teachers. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so now let's move on over to another activity. I would like to hear from you, in your teaching context. So as a teacher, do you spend more time on lots or on hearts? So for example, in my situation, because I'm teaching young learners, so normally most of my lesson, I will spend more time on the lower thinking skills. So how about you? Can you please share with us? Or I want any of you speak out your teaching context. Can you please share with us? So anyone can share with us? I would like to hear from you. Yes, more time for heart. So, Mr. Vũ, can you please share with us why you spent more time for heart?
Hi everyone. Thank you for the very interesting questions. Well, in my teaching context, I'm actually lecturing at the university, and the level is A2. They from the Faculty of English. So for my teaching context, I normally spend like 20 or 30% of time on the lot, because that's something that I assume that my students already know. So more for the learning outcome, I focus on the art, because it will be a little bit more challenging for them, and it will help them engage and be excited about the lesson. So that's what I think.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yes, I agree with you.
Miss Phúc raised her hands, right? Miss Phúc, do
Yes,
you
Miss
want to
Phúc, can you
share?
please share with us? Yeah, thank you.
Oh, thank you. It's nice to see you again. Okay, so I really want to share with you and also share my difficulties in my teaching English at my secondary school because my students are really low at English. So that's why I'm struggling with to make them understand the lesson by design the lesson. They know how to use the vocabulary and also they perform some activities there like reading, listening, and then at least that they can follow some kind of guided activities in the speaking only. I'm struggling and I try my best to adapt some kind of task-based technique into my lesson at the end or another lesson as well, but it's really seem very difficult for my student to do. Because you know that with the level of I'm living in a quite a rural area, that the student in just only at the level of A1 and A2 only, even in grade 9, mostly of my students. So to get them to understand the lesson vocabulary is really hard for me already. So that's why I'm just only focus more time on designing the activities for them to understand the lesson, the content of the
Okay.
lesson.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Phúc Nguyễn, for sharing, because I think that it depends on our teaching context. So I think that maybe we think which one or which level that is more suitable with the students. So we are the teacher, we understand our student most, right? So we surely like think that which
I think that she has some problem with her
I think she
internet.
has a problem with technicality. Yes, thank you, Miss Phúc, for your sharing. Based on the two sharings from our teachers, right, Mr. Vũ and Miss Phúc, I think that the ratio of lots versus hard, it really depends on your student's age and level. So in Miss Phúc case, her student has a lower level of English, so they are from rural areas. Uh, we will opt for more lots. But for Mr. Vũ, he is doing 30% of HOTS because his students are mature. They are from college or even adults. So I think the conclusion here that we can reach is that it really depends on teaching context, right?
yes.
And so if you are teaching like primary students, don't feel pressure to integrate a lot of HOTS. It will put unnecessary pressure on both you as a teacher
Yes.
and your students as well. But that's one thing I need to add though, is that it's still possible to occasionally integrate HOTS, even for lower level students, if you can scaffold them. And sometimes it doesn't need to be complicated. An example that I can think of is if you teach adjective describing people, for example, if you can tell your student to categorize them into negative and positive, that is a higher level order of thinking because they can categorize, they can evaluate the connotation. So I think that is something that we can do from time to time.
Yes, I think that we can do it step by step. Yes, I'm sure that our student can do that. Yes, if you can support them, you facilitate them, you scaffold them, I'm sure they can do that. Yes, sure. I agree with you. Okay, so
take the
now
stage back to you.
because yes, my computer just died, and then I was a little bit scared. Oh, how can I
do
get
our
back?
best.
Okay, so now let's move on to another part. Let me share. Okay. Can you still see it, right? Okay, so when we do we write the lesson plans, we try to write effective learning outcomes, clear learning outcomes. We integrate the thinking skills in learning outcomes, but how can we measure our learners that whether they are obtain such learning outcomes? Are they on the right track, or do they need support? do they need our help? So we need to assessment, right? We need assessment. And there are two popular assessments, which are formative assessment and summative assessment. So let's see the relations of these assessments with the learning outcomes. Okay, first of all, I would like to talk about the relations between learning outcomes and formative assessment. And as you can see on the screen, the formative assessment uses learning outcome to check if students are on the right track towards learning outcomes. And it also helps teachers adjust teaching to obtain learning outcomes. Is it that they are on the right track? Do we need our support? And then let's move on to the between learning outcomes and summative assessment. Actually, summative assessment, we use learning outcomes as a standard for measuring final achievements of the learners. And when we have a clear learning outcomes, it will help our teacher prepare for a summative assessment. I'll have a look at this. Can you see the learning outcome here? I just written down the learning outcome on the screen. At the end of the lesson, learners can write a short passage about their daily life using present simple tense. So the teacher would do this assessment. Learners talk in pairs about the use of present simple and list out verbs to use for daily life. So you think this is a formative assessment or summative assessment? Can you please write in the chat box, please? You think this is, if you think it's formative assessment, please write formative. If you think it's summative, write summative. Okay, I can see most of the teacher just written down here the word formative. Yes, sure. That is, okay, I'm not this. Yes, that's true. It's a formative assessment. Yes, formative assessment. Yes, I can see some of the comments from the teachers here. That's right, it's formative because we want to check whether our student can remember, can understand remember the use of the words for the present simple. Yes. Okay, so let's move on to this one. The same learning outcome at the end of the lesson, learners can write a short passage about their daily life using present simple tense. And we do assessment, learners write a short passage about their daily life. Yes, we don't need any more like discussion. We surely know this is a summative assessment. Right, yes. Okay, so now a little bit more discussion with you. So in your perspective, is it easier to link learning outcomes to formative or summative assessments? So I would like to hear from the teachers here, from the fellow educators, because in your teaching context, in your perspective, or according to your experiences, you think that which one is easier? Can you please share with us? Miss Phúc Nguyễn, Miss Hương Nguyễn, Ms. Zoom, can you please share with us? Which one do you think it's easier for you to link with the learning outcomes?
Yes, Chang, can you share?
I couldn't see in the screen.
Thank you. For me, I think it's easier to link learning outcomes to formative, because in my background, I normally teach adults. So it's like business communication. So for me, it's quite easier, I would say, to think of activities or some learning activities with my students to be able to think that is it they achieve or that they apply these things that I'm teaching. But I would struggle a bit with summative assessment when it all comes together. Like when you kind of like take part of different activities, it's quite easy to see. For me, it's like when it's at the end of the class or at the end of the course, you see everything come together. Then for me, it's kind of a bit harder to do with the summative. Yes.
Okay, so you think that it's easier for you to observe your learners, right? During the formative assessment, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for your sharing. So how about other teachers? Depend your teaching context or your perspective or your experiences? Can you please share with us? So I think that for me, all these assessments are quite, yes, it takes time because even formative and summative, they all together need an alignment with the learning outcomes. So whatever we assess, we always have to think about learning outcomes. So that's why we need to have in effective learning outcomes and clear outcomes. That's why we need to, like our Miss Hương presentation for the first time, right? Learning outcomes, very important. Clear learning outcomes, yeah. So any other teachers want to share with us? Miss Lan Phương, Miss Dung, you want to share with us? Okay. So shall we move on to another part? If the teachers, maybe in the next part, the teachers will more feel willing to share another ideas, right? Okay, let's move on to another part. Oh yeah, I can see here. Oh, Miss Nga Phương. She thinks that it's easier for her to like link learning outcome to formative assessment. Okay, thank you. Thank you for your sharings. Yes. Yes. Yes, I can read here. Formative tasks such as quick checks, mini quizzes, and speaking practice, and allow me to monitor how well students are progressing toward the learning outcomes. Yes, sure, surely. Yeah, thank you. Oh, yes, it's okay, Ms. Phúc Nguyễn. You can share with us later. Thank you. Now let's move on to another part. Save your time, and Ms. Hương, can you get back to your next session, Ms. Hương?
All right, I'm back again.
Yeah, welcome back.
We are halfway there, so thank you for staying still. If you are still here and present with us, can you type yes in the chat box, please? Thank you. I want to see more yeses. Thank you all. All right, this is the last part for knowledge review that we have today before we jump right into the practice part. So bear with us for 10 more minutes, and then you can have your own exercise. All right, so after we talk about formative versus summative assessment, I think the key here is that when we design learning outcome, we always have to keep in mind how we are going to assess that outcome. And the part about aligning assessment with learning outcome, it's all about testing exactly what you want your learners to be able to do. It sounds simple enough, but in reality, a lot of times I myself find my own assessment somewhat irrelevant from my learning outcome, and I always have to come back and revise them for later classes when I first tried to do this. So let's do a quick quiz together. I'm sure you're better than I was. So here I have a learning outcome, and I have 3 different assessment A, B, and C. I'd like you to type in the chat option A, B, or C, which you think best matches the learning outcome that I have here. Type A, B, or C. Take your time. This is not a very simple question. And bear in mind that the colored highlight are intentional to draw your attention to them. Oh,
Because I forgot to stop sharing. Sorry, Miss Hương. Sorry, Miss Hương. Yes, can you please Say it again.
All right. Again, I have here a learning outcome and 3 assessment A, B, and C. I'd like you to type in the chat box the letter A, B, or C, which you think best matches the learning outcome that I have. I'm seeing a lot of B's. Very good. Thank you. B is the correct answer. Can one of you teachers share with me why you think B is the correct answer? Mr. Hong Fa, are you free to share? Please. I don't think he is. B is the correct answer. Oh, no problem. Teachers, can anyone share your rationale behind your choice?
Excuse me, can I share?
Yes.
Yes. I think it's quite clear here that in the objective or in the learning outcome, it states that learners will be able to use the past simple. So past simple is the grammar points they need to use, and they use it to talk about their last holiday. So talk about last holiday means speaking skill. Then that's the reason why we can choose A, as A is about writing. C seems appealing. However, the topic for C is favorite things to do on holiday. So it's not particular about last holiday. And they will use present tense to talk about the general things they like to do on holiday. That's why B is the best answer here.
Thank you, Miss Zoom. What a flawless answer.
Yeah.
A is wrong
Flawless.
because students, learners are writing, but we wanted to, we want them to talk, right? So A is incorrect. C is also incorrect, as Ms. Zung suggests, because here learners talk about their favorite thing to do, which they will use simple tense for, present simple tense for. But in this learning outcome, we want them to use past tense verbs. That is why C is incorrect and B is the most appropriate here. All right, another question. A, B, or C is the best match? Lots of C, Miss Phúc, Miss Nguyễn Ngân, and Miss Ann Đào. Others, please. What do you think is the correct answer? Thank you all. Yes, C is the correct answer. Here, A is wrong because, again, it is asking students to write instead of debate. B is incorrect because it is talking about the school schedule, not a change in the school's dress policy. C is the best match. It is a debate in pairs in which students will defend their opinion, not just mentioning their opinion or summarizing their opinion, but defending it. And it is about the school's dress policy. So C is the best one. Excellent job, everyone. The bottom line in matching assessment and learning outcome here is to identify clear keywords in the outcome and make sure that your assessment cover all of those keywords, not just 2/3, but all 3/3, for example. And so that's it for our knowledge review. The next part is a practice. and I will explain how we are going to do it. You will be put in groups of 4 to 5, and you will be given a short text, which is just a paragraph long. It is a reading text. What you will do is you will work with your group members to write 2 good learning outcomes. So remember the characteristics of a good learning outcome: learner-centered, observable, clear, concise, contextualized, achievable, and time-bound. Make sure you check all of those characteristics. So 2, learning outcome. For each learning outcome, you will label the cognitive level. If you can go to the specific level, like create, evaluate, or remember. But if you're short in time, just write hot or lots. And finally, for each LO, learning outcome, you will write an assessment that matches the learning outcome. You will have in total 10 minutes to complete this task together as a team. When you are divided into a breakout room, you will see a number for your room, and that number will be your group number. We will all work on the same document, but depending on which team you are, you will be working on a different tab. So if your room is room number 1, you will work in the tab, say in group 1. Similar for group 2, 3, and 4. So make sure that you are in the correct tab. Now, before we go into breakout room, do you have any question about this task? If you have one, please type your question in the chat box. Rest assured that as you work, we will circle around your room to assist you if you have any other question arising while you work. So right now, I will randomly assign all of you to groups. If you can't speak, please make sure you chat to your team to let other members know, so they expect how much you are participating in this exercise. And make sure you assign a person to be the note taker for your team. All right, I will start creating meeting rooms. Let's see, we have 38 participants. So let's do 8 rooms. Okay, yes, I'm sorry. Before we break out, thank you, Mr. Hong Phạm. The link to the working Google Doc is in the chat box. I'm sorry that I missed it. So please open it first before you get into your room. All right, now's the room. There you go.
Oh, hello. Um, Miss Hương. Mm. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. I'm just here to go around. If you need any help, or questions, please let me know.
I'm reading
All right,
the
all right.
document. Yeah.
Great.
But I don't see the reaction from the other teachers.
Um, you mean like your members, or
Yeah,
like
yeah.
people?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think Jeremy just texted, so he also reading.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
I'm not sure about Diệu. Diệu ơi.
Ah, Joe, Jeremy. Oh, I can hear you. Oh, okay. I have just read her message here.
Diệu ơi, are you there? I'm not sure about Diệu, so maybe um you guys, the Jeremy and Phúc, you can work together. Ah, okay. You can join, right, Diệu? Ah, okay. She can chat with you guys.
Thank you. Oh, okay, thank you.
Hey guys, I think we will have time until like 10 past 11, 15 or 20 past 11. So you guys can start writing in the Google Docs. Oh, thank you, Phúc. I saw it. Everyone can discuss. Otherwise, can just put in the docs. But we only have 10 minutes for the breakout room.
Ok, hello mọi người. Hi, em join trên máy tính rồi cho nên là em bật mic được rồi nhé. Um, chị Phúc Nguyễn, chị hay là anh hay sao em không biết, em không rõ. Cô đi. Đúng
Jeremy
rồi.
ơi, you can speak
Hello
English so it's
chị.
easier. No, you can speak English so it's easier, right?
Okay, right.
Cô
Yeah,
Phúc Nguyễn không biết
I
mọi
like
người.
the first lesson outcome. It's a reading text, so naturally we can test students' ability to understand the text. So yeah, multiple choice. I think that's the first learning outcome is good. That's a lower order.
This
In
is
terms,
lower.
yeah. So for the second learning outcome, we might try to have something higher in the order. Maybe, I don't know. Again, they're grade 6 students, so I don't know.
Grade 6. I am teaching grade 6 as well.
Oh,
Okay, so maybe no lesson.
let me see. Okay. So while you're thinking of the second learning outcome, I'll try to look at the slide and explain why this learning outcome is effective in terms of low cap. Okay.
Maybe explain.
Yeah. For example, I might say this is observable. Students can answer a quiz, clearly show their understanding. Yeah. Contextualized. Yep. About plants and sunlight. Achievable. Yeah. Yes. So simple reading text. Grade 6. Clear and concise. Time bound.
Hello guys. Hello guys. How are you guys doing? Hello everyone. Hello, anyone here? If anyone can hear me, we have 7 minutes until the end of this activity. Hello, guys.
Home.
Hello.
Okay, Mr. Home, can you help me to present because I'm cooking, sorry.
I'm only here to help with everyone.
Yeah.
So everyone in group 5 are busy.
Yes. So
Yeah, no worries. So you can just
no,
observe.
two
Yeah,
tasks
okay.
to at the same time, two tasks.
Okay.
Cooking
No
and
worries.
doing assignment. I
At the
finished. Okay. Anyway, Mr. Hung, can you help me? The next page. Okay.
Mr. Hưng ơi, Mr. Phương Thanh or Miss Phương Thanh, are you here? No one,
Yeah.
no one talks to me back or no one speaks except for us. Ah, sorry, Miss Hưng, I saw that. Okay, all right, guys. Everyone is I think everyone is just busy in group 5. So I think you guys can just
But I have finished
right, nice.
assignment.
Yes, let me check. You guys are group number 5. Um,
Is
Miss
it
Lien,
so? Yes.
Miss Lien, can you post what you finished in the Google Docs here? Because I haven't seen anything in the group 5 here. Can you
Okay.
write in the docs in the tab group 5? Can you post everything in there? Because our group names is group 5, so you can just post in the box. If you are busy, you can also just post on the chat box and I can copy it to the docs if you need my help. Miss Lian, do you need my help posting, copying to the docs for you guys?
Yes, I'm trying.
Yeah, no worry, I can help. So just post on the chat box as well. Wow, thank you. Thank you, Miss Lian. I see it now. Thank you guys for being so busy but still attending. I hope everyone can still following. Thank you, everyone.
Is it right?
Okay, I saw that Miss Lian posted in the or like copy the text to the group 5 docs. Everyone can see now. Great.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. And everyone will meet again in the main room now. Thank you guys. See you guys.
Welcome back to the main room. I'd like is there any team who wants to volunteer to share their answer to all of us? Thank you for your very, very hard work. And I can clearly see that a few teams had a very productive discussion. Oh, it's okay, Miss Dung. Thank you very much for joining today. I'd like to highlight, I think, the best work from all of the active teams today, and that is from group number 4. Let me make it a little bit bigger for all of us. You can all see it on my screen, right? All right. So you were given a text about why plants need sunlight. We have a topic sentence. The second sentence summarizes the usefulness or the function of sunlight, how it is important. The third sentence talks about the pros, what would happen when plants receive enough light. Fourth sentence, what happens if there's not enough sunlight. And finally, a concluding sentence that resolves the main idea from the first sentence. What I have from team number 4 here is one LOTS learning outcome and a HOTS learning outcome. And I think that the categorization is very accurate. The first one, learners will be able to summarize the roles of sunlight. This is a lot because the specific level is understand. The fact that learners are able to summarize the main idea shows that they understand the content of the text. Here, I have 2 assessment, and I suggest that you only have 1 assessment for each learning outcome. Assessment number 2, I think is good. It is a fill in the blank. when you do fill in the blank exercises, there are actually two options. One, you give the answer, so your learners can select the correct answer from a list of answers. And the second choice is you don't give the option. Your learners have to choose the correct words from the text. And depending on your purpose, you can choose either of those. Giving options, I think, is a little bit easier. So you can do that to scaffold it if your learners are at a lower level. The first assessment, I think, is a little bit vague. I would like to see it become more specific. Answer question. What kind of questions? What kind of answers are you expect? Is that a full sentence? Is it a short answer, or is it A, B, or C? Related to the reading text in what way? So this one I think should be more specific, but this one is very good. What I love the most about this team's answer is learning outcome and assessment number 2. It is a higher level thinking skill. I'm very sorry, my baby is home now. She will be participating. All right, this learning outcome says that learners will be able to evaluate the impact of sunlight. So here, the word evaluate tells me very clearly that this learning outcome is aiming for a higher order thinking skill. And this assessment is using a picture. So students really have to link the description in the text with a photo, and that is also showcasing their comparison skill. I think out of the learning outcome that was written in higher order thinking skill today, this is, I think, the best. So thank you all teams, especially team number 4 for allowing me to discuss your answer. And that's is a wrap for our session today. Before we leave, I'd like to do a quick check out for the whole course. In a moment, I will share with you a link to a Padlet in which I'd like you to share with us a few of your learning in this whole course. So I will ask you to share with me 3 things, and you don't feel pressure to write all 3. You can do 1 or 2. One thing you will start doing after taking this course. One thing you will stop doing, and one thing you will continue doing, meaning that you have done it well, and now you want to continue doing it. And right now is a link in your Zoom chat box. I hope to see insightful recaps from you all after you have taken this course.
Wow, we can see a lot of writing on the Padlets here. Yes, Miss Chang, thank you for your sharing. Miss Lian, we only see two use concise words to write. Learn outcome from Humble Spider, yeah, from the teacher Humble Spider. Okay, I think that we should have spent some more time for this writing. To writing, yes. Okay, I can see, yeah. Miss Winful, we will start to link. Okay, thank you. Thank you, fellow teachers. Yes, I can see a lot of writings coming. So I think that we should spend 1 more minute for this writing, okay? Okay, I think that I can see some of the writings here. Okay, Mr. Mike, not sure, from the teacher Mike Nguyễn Văn. I often write my learning outcomes quite vaguely. Now I realize that the more concise and detailed the learning outcomes, the more efficient in my class. Yes, I agree with you. Right, learning outcome from I cannot say it. Sartre's Miss from the teachers, Satoshi. Right, learning outcomes clearly and suitably for each lesson planning dependent class. Stop misunderstanding learning outcomes with learning objectives. Yeah, design and assessment line with learning outcomes. Okay, so thank you, teacher, for sharing. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I think that, yes, I can see lots of ideas here. For example, from the Miss Chang, I will apply LOCCAT in the writing learning outcome. I will stop mixing learning objective with learning outcomes. I will continue to link learning outcome with formative and summative assessment. Yes, okay. So thank you, teachers. And now I would like to say thank you for your participation, for great participation from all the fellow teachers, because today is really sunny, beautiful day, but you spend time with us, joining all the talk and share. And now let's move on to the last part. Let's say goodbye and would like to show this one. Can you look at this? Okay. Let me share with you this one. Okay. I think that before we start our webinar, I would like to show you one of the recaps that we've written down here. For the learning outcomes, we should have the effective learning outcomes. Like you can see some of the ideas for the learning outcomes. But for me, after learning this course, I think about the, SMART goals. 5 elements in SMART goals, so we can have learning outcomes, good learning outcomes, effective learning outcomes. And for the thinking skills, the teacher would start from the lots, remember, understand, apply, and then the teacher can develop another skills for the learners like analyze, evaluate, and create. And last but not least, for the assessment, learning outcome is destination. Formative assessment, check the journey, and summative assessment, check the final results. So thank you all for joining us. Hope you have a wonderful weekend with your family. Okay, should we take a last photo, Miss Hương? Should we? Because I see that some of the participants, they just join us at the second half of the webinar. So should we do another
Yes, we
check-out
can.
photo? Yes.
We can. Can you stop sharing screen so I can take
Yes.
a quick photo? Everyone,
Yes,
if you're
good
still here,
photos. The last
open
one, I
your
want to see your
camera.
smile, teachers, and I hope you all the best. So
1, 2.
before we end, I would like to say all the best. We want to wish you all the best in your teaching, the fellow
Now, photo
educators.
time.
Yes.
1, 2, and 3. Thank you for showing up today and staying with us. Have a good
So
rest
thank
of
you.
the day.
Yes.
Enjoy
All the
your
best
weekend.
to your teaching journey. Bye-bye. See you next time in another
Have a great
webinar.
day. Have a weekend.
Yes. Goodbye, everyone.